Well, hello and welcome to this YFP 202 webcast. As a wellness ambassador, you guys find yourselves maybe struggling to find interesting prospects. I think that's one of the biggest challenges folks have. And then, of course, converting them into clients. And this is really a big one, while avoiding the dreaded salesy approach that can drive prospects away and create resistance. If that's what's happening to you, you're not alone. Ambassadors face really a multitude of hurdles in today's wellness landscape. The sales stigma and skepticism from prospects, challenges getting people's attention, difficulty running challenges and programs in your groups, like what we're going to talk about tonight, and then dealing with the complexity of, well, building online and having a digital presence. You know, these obstacles can make the journey to success seem maybe a little daunting, but what if there was a way to navigate these challenges with ease and authenticity? Introducing Evian's solution, a case study in success. In this webcast, we'll delve into the case study of Evian, a second-generation Shaklee ambassador who has cracked the code of attracting and converting prospects into customers with a 7-day cleanse using her wellness community. In this in-depth case study, we will peel back the layers of a strategy that has proven effective and, well, how you can do it too. And like many of you, Evian has transitioned from a distinct career path. She was in the financial world to follow a legacy built on health and wellness by her parents, master coordinators Angel and Evian Torres. And actually, they're just picking up Angel from the airport as we speak. I've had the pleasure of coaching Evian for almost a year. And my focus has been to help her learn to shift her approach so that she's not seen as a salesperson online, but as a valued resource by positioning herself as a wellness educator. Evian now understands that when you lead with sales, you create resistance. But when you lead with education, you create trust and rapport. And her venture into the Shaklee business is not just a change of pace, it's a bold reimagining of what it means to connect, educate, and prosper in today's ever-evolving market. It's a not easy thing for us second-generationers, by the way, if that's a word, to take over and be a part of our parents' business. So I'm certainly well aware of that. So I applaud Evian's journey here. So this webcast isn't just about sharing a success story. It's also about providing you with the strategies, insights, and actionable steps to replicate the success in your own wellness business. Whether you're just starting or looking to revitalize your approach, there's something here for everyone. So let's embark on the journey together, fortify our mission with new knowledge, and reaffirm our commitment to not just to sell. Of course, we got to create sales or we don't earn, but we want to lead with education and empower people for that purpose. So if you're new to YFP, or this is the first time you've been on one of our live events, please type in "I'm new" in the chat so we can give you a big welcome. And if you're watching this on our live stream in Facebook, please type in the comments if you have questions and where you're watching from. So Kristen, who do we have? Let's get some shout outs going. Hey, Jerry and Diane. Yeah. Welcome.
I guess in the stands.
Yeah, there you go. Well, if we haven't met yet, my name is Jody Steeg, but you can call me Coach Jode or Coach Jody, whichever. I was 8 years old when my parents started their Shaklee business in 1981. And I was lucky enough to be able to join them on Shaklee's yearly incentive trips and drive in their bonus cars. I wanted their lifestyle, so I sponsored under them when I was 18. In 1997, we realized that we needed to learn to use the internet to build if we wanted to build beyond our island. We lived in Vancouver Island in Western British Columbia. So with the help of a web developer in the Philippines, I put our 3-step sponsoring system online, my dad's 3-step sponsoring system. And within a few months using this online system, I became a director. And other leaders started asking if they could get a website like mine, and that was the beginning of what is now Your Freedom Project. Your Freedom Project, or YFP for short, has now evolved into a 360-degree ecosystem of marketing resources that will support your shift from salesperson to wellness educator and community builder. Now let's introduce Coach Kristen.
Hello, I am Coach Kristen, and like Coach Jody, I'm deeply vested in the tech domain. I really enjoy digging into what's happening and utilizing tech, and also helping Shaklee ambassadors like you ride this digital wave relatively seamlessly. There's a lot of new information coming in, and it can get very overwhelming. And it was a very curious click back in 2009 that led me to Shaklee through the YFP Explore Opportunity Funnel, marking the start of a 15-year transformative journey that I also drug my family along on that journey as well. And that's how I was led to the transformative world of Shaklee and wellness. And it's a journey that I'm honored to share with each and every one of you. So it's great to see you all. So with that, as we move on today, we have something fun with our webcast. We're going to play, learn, and elevate your marketing IQ in tonight's challenge cove. So be prepared for this. It's a lot of fun. And to reward you for participating in today's webcast, we're going to be offering exclusive prizes. So you can win prizes like YFP swag, tech gear, educational resources, and other helpful tools and gear for your business. So if you don't, or if you didn't already give your phone and mailing address in the registration form, we'll give you the link to do that so that you have the opportunity to win. So the team will put that in the links or in the chat for you. And we'll be popping up random Shaklee products throughout the show, and all you have to do is list them. So get a piece of paper, write down all the ones that you see, and before the end of the show, we'll draw names for those who get the chance, or who get the chance to answer. And if you answer correctly, you win. So we'll have 3 winners today, which we're very excited about. So be sure to catch them all, kind of like Pokemon, so that you can win the prize at the end. But before we get into that, we'll start tonight off with a short poll. All right. So the question of the day is, have you personally tried the Shaklee 7-day cleanse? So your options are yes, I've experienced the cleanse and love the results. Me too. B, no, but I'm interested in trying it to share my journey authentically. C, I'm planning to. I want to understand what my clients will go through. And no, or D, I prefer to focus on other Shaklee products. So if you're in Facebook, you could just give us an A, B, C, or D with your corresponding answer. And if you're in Zoom, you'll get a button to push, which you'll have 10 more seconds. And I agree with you, Debbie. I'm a 1-2 and love it too.
I'm seeing a lot of people type in the number, but do you guys see the poll? And I think our timer's up.
Our timer's up. Okay. So 88% of you have experienced it and love it. Fantastic, which I see a lot of 1s and A's in the chat on the other side. A few of you know, but interested in trying it. A few also planning to, and then a couple that aren't interested. So way to go. And if you've experienced the cleanse, you know it's very transformative. Feels fantastic.
Well done. And I believe we're going to go back to you, Kristen. On this next segment.
We are. Go into our first segment. So let's talk about addressing the sales stigma and skepticism. So when people see you doing things on social that give the perception that you're a salesperson, the guard goes up and they become far more resistant to your messaging. And most ambassadors use social media as a tool for finding people. So we don't really want people having their guard up, but social is not designed as a selling platform, or at least most social platforms are not designed that way. So people struggle with understanding how to use today's technology to create sales without coming across as salesy. And most of the current training available is teaching you to act like a salesperson online. Most of the training that I've seen isn't teaching you to lead with education-based marketing strategies. So the key thing to remember, and if you have something to write on, write this down, that when you lead with sales, you're creating resistance. So who here has experienced that resistance? Just put it in the chat that I've experienced the resistance. Maybe you put a post up or you messaged somebody about something and it wasn't received very well. Right? We've all been there.
Let's get him to type it in the chat. I think it's such an important piece. Type it in the chat.
There
Which
you go,
is,
Susan.
again...
Experienced resistance. I think we've all been there once or 5 times, at least. So Evian first encountered it when she messaged all the leads from her cancer awareness event, and someone flagged her as a spammer. And then she began text messaging them using her phone after the event, which is okay, but her message had links that sent them directly to her online shop. And the content of the message made her look like a Shaklee salesperson, not someone guiding them on a wellness journey to help them discover new possibilities for wellness. So when you lead with sales on social, people can easily tune you out, you become background noise, or worse, you can get flagged as a spammer and your content will get removed or blocked, which is defeating the purpose of why we're using social. So to make the shift, to begin being seen as a wellness educator, you need to lead with value. And when you see people engaging with your content, that's when you can reach out and see if you can inspire them to take action and move forward. And it's quite simple once you get into the habit of it. It's a matter of building that habit. And you also need tools and resources in order to shift your approach to that of a wellness educator. So our mission here at YFP is to help everyone become a fully equipped wellness educator. And as a fully equipped wellness educator, you can transform the lives of the people that you work with, and you can change the world and make it a better place to live. When you're fully equipped, you can climb the highest mountains, and the mountain I'm referring to is a very large mountain indeed. It's the uphill climb to shift paradigms. So paradigms around healthcare, supplementation, network marketing, and entrepreneurship. So you're educating people to shift their thinking from cures to prevention, to you get everything from your food, to food supplements are essential, using toxic chemicals because they're cheap and fast, to non-toxic is actually cheaper and more effective. From network marketing doesn't work to it can work with the right products, strategy, and resources. So here's what you need to be a fully equipped wellness educator, and that is foundational skills, the effective strategy and tactics, a wellness community, an educational ecosystem, and of course, an online presence, which all that shows on the slide here. And one of the hidden obstacles is that most of the current training available is still based on the old model of selling and prospecting. They've taken the old offline sales and prospecting model and tried to apply it to the social media and group-based communities. And this is teaching you basically to act like a salesperson online. So Jody has coached Evian following the Well Educator's Blueprint, and we'll pop you a link so that you can get a download. You can download this for free, and this can help guide you and set up your business so that you can also step into being a wellness educator. And you can also book a free wellness educator's strategy session to get clarity on what steps you need to take to make the shift to become a fully equipped wellness educator. So you can head to yourfreedomproject.com/book-we, which again, the link will be in the chat, and you can select a time that works best for you. So with that, we'll pass it over to Jody and Evian, and they'll take it away.
So there we go. We've got Evian. Thanks, Kristen. So great to have you, Evian. I really appreciate it, and it's such an honor for me because obviously, Angel. Many of you know who here knows Angel, so are familiar with her dad. He has become a mentor for me, and then to be able to have the honor to then work with Evian, it's a big responsibility because she is the future of the business, and so the fact that he's allowing me to be a part of helping her to be that really means a lot. So thanks so much, Evian, for being here. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Jody, for inviting me, and thank you everyone for joining us tonight. Thank you. It's a pleasure.
Yeah, and I'm so excited because I know
And it's been
Dad's.
great working with you too.
Thank you. And Dad's on the way. Have they picked him up from the airport yet?
Sure, yes, I think he's on the way.
So one of the reasons that I thought it would be great to have you guys listen to Evian's story is because, well, for one, she's second generation, and I bet you there's some of you out there that have large businesses, and maybe you're trying to bring your children in, so you're also wondering, this would be relevant to you from that perspective. And then also, I wanted you to be able to hear from someone like Evian, who she moves from the financial industry, where there's a lot of structure and regulation, and moving to a completely different environment, which maybe not so much structure because it's more being creative and it's marketing and it's a different sort of planet. And just kind of like how Evian has coped with that. And what's so exciting is how she's been able to leverage one of Shaklee's programs, which is the cleanse. So if we could, I'm just going to open up my notes here for a minute, and maybe if you could just share with everyone, what was it that inspired you, Evian, to join the business with Mom and Dad?
Well, definitely the freedom having dad. I have daughters, right? Two girls. I have them in their close to the teenage years. They're 11 and 13-year-old. So of course, what I used to do before, I was always very busy. I used to travel. My husband used to travel a lot too. So having that quality time with them, like my parents did with us, and we grew up with them in the business, but we were part of everything. So I could compare, how it was with them and the way we grew up, and what I was having with them, which I have to be, grateful for the opportunity that I had definitely in the past. But at the same time, I was not having that time that I wish I could have with them. So time goes very fast. And I thought, I had a lot of conversations with my parents about this, and I finally made the decision. I was like, if I don't do this now, then I'm gonna regret it. So I'm gonna do this now, definitely. So I'm happy I did. I'm very happy, and we're very excited to be working on this together.
And maybe share, what was one of the hangups that you had? Because, you came from sort of like a prestigious financial world. You're working with people that have tons of money, and you're coming into a world that's very different, that has some stigma around it, doesn't it? And you didn't want to be one of those people. Remember, could you share a little about
Yes.
about sort of how did
I
you feel and how
remember.
have you gotten over that?
Yes, actually, that was one of the battles I had, to be honest. And I shared that with you at the beginning when we started talking, which is right after I made the switch, right? That it took me a while. And that was one of the reasons. And I remember listening to to a lawyer that kind of did the same thing on her own. She's working on her own. And now she's all over YouTube and everything. But she was sharing the same story. And I listened to her story. And her reason was because the same, like freedom, family time and everything. She was a slave to her work. But the same thing, like she was afraid to make that jump because of, imagine that, like I'm working on this industry because of how important they make you feel, the titles and the money and dealing with these people and conversations with all these millionaires. But at the same time, then you go back and you think and you're like, you know what, I did the right choice. There's more things that are more important, and family is definitely number one. It's been always number one for my parents too. That's how I was raised. So that's more important for me, and that's why I said, why not, and honestly, being here doing what I'm doing right now and helping people to improve their lives. I used to help people financially, so that was a good thing, but at the same time here I can do both. I can help people financially, and I can also help people to improve their lives in terms of their health and wellness and everything. But yes, it took me a while. It took me a while to think about it, to make the decision and finally jump and make the choice.
And it's unique. Well, I don't know if unique is the right word for that, but think about it. For those of you that are new, Evian had a stigma, a kind of a feeling about this, and yet she grew up in it. she saw mom and dad with the cars, the trips. In fact, your dad has taken so many free vacations that he doesn't even want to go on this vacation. He's giving it to you, right? And your
Exactly.
husband. So,
Yes. He was like, no, you guys go, enjoy it, have fun. I'm staying. I'm staying
Yeah.
with it. They're actually coming to stay, my mom and dad. They're coming here to Miami to stay with the girls in the house so we can go and have fun, which is nice because we never get to go alone on vacations. We always go, the four of us.
Yeah. And for those of you, by the way, are not familiar with her dad, Angel, he actually was our guest speaker, I think 2 years ago at our Back to Business kickoff, and he talked about goals. So maybe go into the education center and go back to the Back to Business in 2021, I believe is what it was, when he was our guest speaker. And listen, he does a great job on that. But one of the things that's unique, for those of you that are new, if you're here from the opportunity perspective, that's really what got Angel excited, was the fact that he saw people that were earning substantially more than he was. And he thought, if I could earn like something like that, that would change my life. And so yeah, Evian is really, and their lifestyle is a product of that. So if anybody is new to the business, they are living proof that this can work. So let's talk about the next question, and that is how you were flagged as a spammer.
Oh my gosh, yes. That was pretty funny, but not funny.
Yeah.
Yes, I was part of an event. There was a gym that they have several gyms here in Miami, and they invited me to see if I want to be part of a sponsor for that event. So I said, of course, for sure. So I went there with my Shaklee products and everything, with my family. And then I received, sharing with people our products and history and everything. I received as an exchange their contact information. So I received like, I don't know if you remember, like 70 something contacts,
Yeah,
right?
it was a lot.
So within that same week, I shared that with you, but I didn't share what I was going to do because I was already coaching with you. So I never shared what I was planning to do with that. And then immediately right after the event, I started texting, like iMessaging, all these people, very excited that it was so nice to meet them. On the text message, I included our link and I invited them to take a look to our website and all that. And suddenly I couldn't send any more iMessages anymore. And I was like, what happened to my phone? So I called Apple, and then Apple said, no, you got spam. And I was like, why? They said, well, you've been sharing a link or something and sending messages to people you don't know. And I was like, yeah, and I explained what I was doing, and they said, don't do that again, because if someone doesn't know you, we protect our clients and they can spam you, so they don't want to receive messages from you anymore. So anyway, I learned a lesson. I went to you and I told you what I did. You said, read to me what you send them.
Yeah.
And yes, it was not the right approach. So anyways, I learned my lesson and I took notes, and I've been now doing my things differently.
Good for you. And I'll just share with everyone what Evian could have done differently, so that if you guys are in a situation like this, first of all, what she did was right on, is that she was collecting leads. So she was capturing leads at a physical event, which was perfect. That is the point of a physical event. It's not to go and sell stuff. It's to get follow-up information. The problem, though, is that what Evian sent was really a link to her website. And that sort of broke the trust. It wasn't then about establishing rapport anymore. It was about her making a sale. And so to them, she's just a spammer. So what I would recommend to anybody who has that situation is the first thing should just be to simply remind them who you are, introduce yourself, and offer something of value, or offer them nothing at all. I'd be very cautious about sending a link. I'd always ask for permission. So that would really be the main thing, is like, can we have a relationship together? Can I offer this piece of value, is the way you would approach that. And that's something that we cover in our coaching if you want to learn more. So, well done though, Evian, for being able to take it on the chin and learn from that mistake.
Yeah, I learned. I got actually a couple of good clients that they still buy, and I have one as a loyalty. So that was a good thing. I have to mention also the positive side.
Yeah, good for you.
But yes, that happened, and I learned a good lesson.
And we haven't given up on those people either, have we? We do have a strategy in mind for what's called a win-back campaign. So we won't get into that tonight. But and I just want to talk about another thing, and that is one of the key things you mentioned to me was the challenge with retention. Wouldn't you agree that's what you felt was the biggest problem in the business? Wasn't so much finding the clients for you guys, it was keeping them buying. Is that, would you agree with that?
Yeah, that's correct. I mean, even new people that I was starting to bring into the business as a members, for consumption. Sometimes I was feeling that they were just buying sometimes when they know you and they're like, okay, let me become a member and buy the Ready Set Wellness. But actually that was it, you know, they were buying, and not everyone, but some people were not buying right after that first purchase. So I know Shaklee has the marketing emails automatically, but it's not the same. I really wanted to have some type of like connection with them, constant communication somehow. So I continue that, you know, service now that I have your language, educating them, in a way that if they're educated, right, that they know that what they need in order to continue their wellness journey. So for that reason is that I decide, you know, to change with you and with my father's help, different plan.
And let's clarify what you created, and that is a the
retention group.
Yes, there you go. So actually, we've had a retention group. That's a strategy we've been teaching and helping you guys with for many, many years. It's really the discovery group that's actually new. But it's very important that you guys know that there's 3 phases your clients are in. They're either in discovery, so that's you're trying to find them in the first place, or they're in enrollment, right? They're looking, they're exploring and ready to make a decision, or they're in retention, where now you need to keep them going. And there are you need to approach what you do with them differently in each of those 3 phases. So let's just get everyone to type in the chat, if we could, the 3 phases. I've called it the 3 phases of marketing. There's a sort of a few ways we could approach that, but find, enroll, retain. Let's get you guys to type that in the chat there. Find, enroll, retain. Yeah, or discovery, enrollment, retention, that's fine too. Find, enroll, retain. Discovery, enrollment, it's all the same. So yeah, type that in there. Those are the 3 sort of pieces of the business. And I don't care which way you do the business, whether it's standing upside down, right? Or whether you are in an apples business or a bananas business, or just, you know, it doesn't matter. In, like, say, for example, in Evian's case, like she said to me, well, especially because she's in a Spanish market, well, I can't use some of your stuff here because it's English and ta-ta-ta-ta. And I said, that's fine. But no matter what, you're going to have to do these 3 things. You got to find them, you need to enroll them, you need to retain them. So super important that you guys remember that. Okay, so let's just go back here to the next one and talk about this. Let's talk about the 7-day cleanse. Go ahead, team, and put your big piece on there. Max's big stingers there. The 7-day cleanse. There we go. So, Evian, what do you feel that the 7-day cleanse, why do you feel it makes it such an effective program for finding customers in your experience so far?
It's definitely a great start. As Shaklee said, it's a great way to introduce people to Shaklee. It's a great way for people to start feeling great, feeling better, and start living that healthier life. So for starting as a new member, I think that's a great tool that we have out there, and definitely it's something that I've been using and that I will continue to use. So that's been a big way to attract people. Also, there's a lot of people that they listen about, you know, the word detox, which we don't necessarily use detox. We use the healthy cleanse, but people are interested about that topic. So some people are a little bit like, but is it good? I'm not gonna feel bad. And I'm like, not at all. That's gonna really change your life. It's gonna change the way you feel. And if you do it right, if you do it correctly, and that's why I created this guide, so I can guide you through the whole process.
That's fantastic.
But it's a really good way for them to, to understand the importance of living a healthy life and feeling better.
And it's something, by the way, that I will call a gateway product. It's like an entry into their Shaklee journey, right? To their wellness journey. And in fact, we're going to be having Dr. Daggy create a couple of videos to support you guys so that you can run a program similar to what Evian is doing. Because Evian, again, is in the Spanish market, we were not able to create any assets for her at this point, but we definitely are able to do that for you guys in the English market, and that's something we'll talk about a little bit later. But so maybe let's just ask this, and that's, how do you introduce the cleanse to new prospects in a way that sparks interest?
Okay, I try to reach them out in several ways. I definitely use social media, even though I'm not an expert, but I've been using social media. I post on Instagram, I post on Facebook. We have our business pages there, so we post there. So I ask people if they're interested to reach out to us or send me a direct messages. So that's a way to do it, and I have received people from there. Mostly people that I know, but that they get into it. Also, WhatsApp, with your help too, I created a message that attracts people, that it was short, but it was a specific message. So I send them a message to attract people to the possibility of if they want to do the health and cleanse and everything. Also calls, the calls are very important. There's nothing like calling someone and have that personal conversation. I just try to keep it short, I don't do anything too long because people are usually very busy, they don't have time. So I don't offer like a long presentation or anything. I just give them the idea if they're interested, and if they're interested, I try to do short and easy so they can roll and start with us.
Well, you had Dad make a 9-minute video, right? That was the intro?
Correct. Yes, my dad created a 9-minute video, which is great. That video has an introduction of what the cleanse is about. So he explained there the importance of doing a cleanse, why it's important, and also an introduction of what is it about.
So that's really part of your entry to get them to take the cleanse, correct? Is them watching Dad's video? Right.
Correct. I have a small conversation with them. If I have a conversation, sometimes I even have people that they enroll just by reaching out with a message if they're interested, saying hi and everything. I share the video. If they say yes, I'm interested, send me the information. I share with them that 9-minute video. And if they say yes, then I'll send them the link with a bundle that I created if there are existing clients. But if they're new people, then I share with them the Ready Set Wellness.
Nice.
And I ask them to include for free that cleanse.
So that's what's kind of unique here as well, gang. She's not moving them into a discovery group, just so you know. She's basically moving them into a specialized chat group that's just for that program. After the program, she removes them from that chat group, and then she rinses and repeats. So I realize some people in Shaklee have been doing that on Facebook. That is not really what I would recommend from a Facebook group, but from a chat, right? Because what they were doing is creating a whole group, killing the group. I don't recommend that. But it's easy from a chat group perspective to add people, remove people. That one's quite easy to do. And she's not killing the chat group either. She's keeping it alive. Now, this is something important to know as well, is that she's mainly doing her business page, again, in Instagram, not really Facebook. Even though she has a Facebook page, that's not really her big thing. It's Instagram. And then using the cleanse in WhatsApp, and then the retention group, again, in WhatsApp. And that's because that's really where her people are. Definitely in the Hispanic market, they're way more in WhatsApp and Instagram than they are in Facebook. Wouldn't you agree? So if those are...
Yeah, definitely. That's where my people and my community usually, as you say, hang out. It's mostly Instagram, but as I say, Instagram has so many out there that it was hard for me, to keep that communication with them. So, and if you want to create a group, it's either Facebook or WhatsApp. So my people, they definitely was better, and it was going to be more efficient if I had them on WhatsApp. So I created in WhatsApp.
Sure. And I will just clarify as well that, to be honest, it doesn't really matter where the group is, because there's other applications out there, like Kristen knows it. Again, it's Tiny something, or Mighty Groups or something like that. There's LinkedIn groups, there's Telegram, there's lots of different platforms. So I wouldn't get hung up on that. What matters is where are your people, be there. And in this case, for her, Instagram is just really what we call a traffic source. So you find the traffic source that works for you, but move them into a group. The group is where the community happens. So, okay, with that said, let's go, and if we could, I'd love it if we could have you share screen and let's show everybody kind of what it actually looks like. We're not going to be able to get into all the details, but we just want to take a run through and show you guys a little bit about what Evian's kind of cleanse program looks like in the chat group itself. So we're going to go to the screen share. We'll just give you a minute to set that up. There you go, Mighty Networks. Thank you, Kristen. Yeah, Discord. That's another one. And okay.
Sharing?
Yep, we can see your screen now. There you go. Just move your video out of the way. Perfect. And so just kind of through the start. And first, let's get clarity. Let's remind everyone. Please tell them about your 7 days, your warm up.
Okay, yes. So the 7-day healthy cleanse, what I did is that I created, for me, it's not 7. I actually created a pre-detox, which is the 7 days before the actual healthy cleanse, those 7 days during pre-detox, detox, and then I have an extra day to follow up with people. So during the first 7 days, am I sharing the screen already?
Yep. We're looking good.
So I actually translated this for this presentation, but this is, I do the same thing, but in Spanish. So what I do here is that the 7 days before the cleanse, I already know who has the products, who has everything, and they're ready to go. So day number 1 of those 2 weeks, I create the chat, I add everyone, and once everyone's in there, I send a welcome message and I just say hello to everyone. I share messages, 1 in the morning and 1 at night. I try not to send too many messages because I want them to really pay attention to what I send. So I try not to put a lot of information there, not too many messages there, so they don't get or either tired of me and not see anything. So I really want them to go through it. So this is the welcome messages. Every day, as I say, day 1, day 2 pre-detox up to day 7, I share different stuff. Here, for example, I share information about how important it is to start eating the day before healthier, not consuming alcohol, try not to have too many sugar, etc. Here I post this video, even though the one that I use is the video that my dad created, which is that 9-minute video, which is an introduction of what the detox is, the healthy cleanse is about. So here I posted, because it's kind of like what Dr. McManus made here, but since we have the Spanish community, he created their own video, and it's nice to have your own video with that explanation, right? So that video explaining what the healthy cleanse is about, and every day I post something different, and Shaklee has some tools here. For example, here I share the same thing that is in the box with information about what they can eat and what they can't. Here I created my own frequent questions and answers. I created my own Zoom with that information because it's in Spanish. So I kind of like repeat what happens in this video, but it was important, to share that with them on day number 2. So they have more clarity on exactly what they're gonna go. So they prepare themselves, and I don't want them to start and then, I was not prepared, I didn't know it was like this, and then be a little bit lost. So I go day by day explaining everything. I share recipe book, and I tell them just so they take notes of ingredients, of if they like anything that they want to make, so they have everything prepared for when they go to the grocery stores during the weekend. I share other more recipes. I share different ideas of what we've made in the past in the other groups. I share, again, here some tips of what to do. I share I'm buying organic, why not? So every day I share something in the morning, something at nighttime, and information that is important for them and valuable for them to have a successful cleanse. The day before they go to the groceries, I remind them, and the day before I go to the groceries is when I share them the list that is actually in the Shaklee tools of what they can buy and what they shouldn't, right? All the fruits that are fruits and veggies, etc. Every day I also share a positive message, a motivational message, to keep them motivated on this journey. And then I start with the day one of the actual week. So on the actual week, on day one, I do morning messages. And what I also do on day one, I wanted to mention also something. In my case, and this is very personal, in my case, I tried doing the cleanse last year with a group of friends, and the first time we started on Monday, which is what Shaklee usually does. And then on the second time, we did it on a Sunday. We started on a Sunday. I said, you know what, let's start this time on a Sunday, because that first time it was very difficult. That last weekend, after being the whole week doing the cleanse, the weekend you usually want to go to it with your family and everything. So I thought it was a better idea to start on a Sunday and finish on Saturday, and then have Sunday free, right? We want to keep living healthy, but we have Sunday free. So that worked for me really well. And for the people that I've been guiding, they love it too, starting on Sunday through Saturday. So every day I share motivation, reminder for them to take their supplements, the importance of drinking water. On Sunday night, I remind them to prepare for the week, motivational messages. Shaklee has tools to share them the infused waters, recipes. So that's pretty much what I do. The motivational messages at night. So every single day I share something in the morning, at night. And I also wanted to mention that during those 7 days, I speak about a specific one of those products that they're taking in the cleanse. So one day I focus on just putting bullet points about what the alfalfa does and the importance of taking it and why they're taking it. Another day I take advantage of that day and I post about the Optiflora. Another day I post about the Herblax. Another day, so every day, one of those posts, the night one usually is the one that I talk about one of the products that they're taking. So they actually also understand the value of what they're taking during the health and cleanse. So
Did a bundle. Let's let them know that, if we could, that you created a bundle that includes some other products. One of them is the tea.
yes, and that's mostly for people that they are already clients. And I also found that it's a good way for moving sales too, right? Moving sales and reminding is a good way for clients to get into this and remember the importance of eating healthier and get back into the healthy habits, right? So I tried for, if someone new, I just try to do the Ready Set Wellness, including the detox. But if it's someone that is already a member, then I created this bundle, that Shaklee now has that storefront on the back office that you create. I think it's like 5 bundles. So I created a bundle that it's called the Healthy Cleanse Bundle. And it includes 14. I try to keep it also in a price that is attractive for people, and also in a price that people can have the shipping free. So it goes up to only $152. So I have there the Life Shake of 14 service. I have the Vitalia, the multivitamin. I have the green teas, because people drink coffee. I don't want them to go through the headache, so I want them to have those teas. So I include the tea there, and I also include the box of the 7-day healthy cleanse.
And the protein, just explain again why you suggested that.
Okay, yes, the protein I included, even though Dr. McManus actually mentioned the fact that if someone is really, like, if you're hungry, if you really feel the need of having some protein, she said that it's okay to have a scoop of the protein. She also said it's okay to have like a piece of chicken, but in the oven, not fried, of course, and also 1 egg. So instead of offering those options, I rather them to have the protein with them, the plant-based. It's anyway a plant-based protein, and I rather them have that option with them. And if they're hungry and if they really feel the need of having a protein, I mean something else, I rather them have the protein shake instead. And I found that too with this group of friends that we did it twice last year. very helpful. The first time we didn't have any protein. Second time we had it, actually the first time one of them, she said, I cannot do this. But the second time we had it, and we had it as an option. It doesn't have to be for every day, but it's actually a great option to have and to include that for them.
And just to kind of help people understand the numbers, you've done this twice already this year. I realize you've also had them last year, but this is where you've kind of got it dialed now, bit by bit. Your last
Correct.
one was 18 people in the cleanse, right?
Correct. Yes, the last two has been very good actually. The first one this year was mostly new people. Mm-hmm. And this second one, we had both. We had a combination of new people and we had a combination of 16 people that are people in Shaklee.
About how many people did you get in your first cleanse this year?
I think it was around the same. I don't think it was 18. I think it was like 15 people.
And out of that, do you remember how many actually, well, obviously every one of them purchased, right? Because they couldn't even be in the cleanse without purchasing.
Yes, correct. Yes, I made people on this last one. There was a couple ambassadors that they wanted to be so they could learn what I was doing from our team.
Right.
So, but other than that, what I try to make is to make sure that people already made their order, and I see that they made their order in order to add them to the chat, because I want them to really be engaged in the whole thing. So.
Got it. And then let's, if we could just quickly, could you show them just a quick scroll, the retention group? This is what it's all about. Is we must remember that any of these programs, whether it's a discovery group, a challenge, a cleanse program, is ultimately to get them in the retention group, which is where you can maintain that. So let's take a quick peek at that if we could. And we'll just show them, one or two posts, and then we'll wrap it up.
Here. Yes, here, this is the retention group, right? So the first time I did the healthy cleans, this was the group. And what I did is that I converted that group. I said, don't leave, stay here. I'm actually going to offer for people to stay if you're okay. We're going to continue this journey. I want to continue this, this wellness journey with you guys. So I want this chat to be one that where we share, of course, focus on Shaklee, but not only selling, also, health and wellness information. So I do share Shaklee recipes. I try to share information about the Shaklee products, but not too much. I try to do that like once a week or twice a week. And I try to post also like 4 times a week. I try not to post like all the time and every day, because I don't want to stop looking at the chat because it's too much. So I just try to post 4 times a week. And that way, like when they see it, they're like, okay, let me read it. Also, the timing is important. I try to post at night or, not too early. At the beginning, I was doing too early, but people usually they're working. So they see it and they don't pay attention as much as if you send it at nighttime. Perfect. So yes, this is a chat. Even they share their own shakes and stuff, which is good. Recently, I have someone sharing her results with the collagen with her nails. So can you see that?
Yeah, that was fantastic. Okay. And this is really the value, is once you can get them talking in that community, that's just perfect. So thanks so much for sharing that. We appreciate that. We can go ahead, gang. We'll turn off the share now. Sharon Irons asked a question about how responsive were they within the first week, I believe, or during the week. Sharon, do you mean during the pre-warm-up or when they were actually in the cleanse? How responsive they were. So maybe we'll wait for that. And Debbie is asking, is this Facebook chat or WhatsApp? Actually, it doesn't matter. In this case, what she's showing is WhatsApp, but it could also be just as much. I'm going to recommend that I'm going to talk with Kristen to see if we both agree, is that what I'm thinking you may want to do is when you have your discovery group, is that you consider creating a community chat in that discovery group, like the way we have the educators chat in our YFP group, and then you run your program in that. And then when you're done, you can easily just kill off that chat and start it again. So there's some ways technically we can help you. So The main
And I
thing
mean,
to
it
know.
also
Go ahead.
depends on where your people are. Sorry.
Exactly. I agree. Yes. If they're like in Evian's case, they're all in WhatsApp. Yeah, you don't want to try to get them into Facebook if they're all in WhatsApp. So go where they are. I really agree with that. So thanks so much, Evian, for sharing with that. Let's just move to our final segment. We appreciate you
You're
sharing
welcome.
so much. And I think we're going to go to a quick poll here. Or no, sorry. Actually, we have, there we go. Before we do the poll, we've got to ask the question, and that is, now that you were able to see all the Shaklee products that popped up, if you did, make sure that you guys go ahead and type them in the chat now. So if you were able to see, they popped up quickly, I noticed. So type in the chat the products that you saw that popped up during the segment, and then we're going to put your name in for a draw. So just start typing in there, and in the meantime, let's go to poll. Kristen.
All right, the poll. Going back into the cleanse. So have you found new customers while doing the Shaklee 7-day cleanse? So A, absolutely. It's been a great conversation starter and led to new clients. B, not yet, but I see the potential for customer engagement. C, I've tried, but I need tips on turning the experience into client conversion. Or D, I haven't focused on this aspect during the cleanse. So go ahead and fill that in. And if you're in Facebook, you can just give us a corresponding A, B, C, or D for your answer.
And they can type it in too, you live streamers. You guys can also type in the products that you saw pop up, and you can be involved. And I think poll time is up.
Poll time's up. So there we go. We'll end it and share the results. It's actually, this is pretty. I haven't seen one this even before.
I know, I was going to say. How about that?
So everyone's about a little bit of everything. So that's cool.
Yeah. Okay, so let's go to our final segment here. Now, I'm going to go ahead and draw for prizes. So we have here, first one here. Hey, Mary Vetter is a winner again. I believe she was a winner on a previous one. So way to go, Mary. Congratulations. Okay, and for you participants, this is another one who really deserves it, and that's Gloria Falstrom. Gloria has been a loyal, long-term member with us for many years, so you're a winner too, Gloria. Awesome. And then we have another one. Hey, Debbie Tucker, another winner. Way to go, Debbie. Excuse me. So I have Gloria, Debbie Tucker, and Mary Vetter. Congratulations. You guys can get with our team, and we will work with you to find out whether you want to book or whatever the item might be that we're sending you guys. And let's bring in Evian if we could, and let's give everyone a big good night. So thanks again.
Thank you.
Yeah, let's everybody here give Evian a big cheer. Type it in the chat. We'll read it off. She can't see it through where she's at, but I will.
Thank you so much.
Debbie is saying hi, Debbie Tucker, and Debbie Miller saying thank you. And by the way, thank you, Debbie Miller, for you're the one who let us know about the Facebook groups issue. Also, Amy said hi, and Denise and Jenny and Val, lots of thank yous to you. So listen, everyone, I hope you got a ton of value from this, and we just appreciate you, Evian, so much taking the time out of your night when you should be picking up Dad. You're here with us, so we appreciate you.
Thank you, thank you. I'm truly happy that I'm here with you all.
Well, I love it.
you.
So again, please post what you liked best about this webcast or ways you think we can improve in our Facebook group. There'll be a post for you to do that. Again, congratulations to our Challenge Cove winners. And we look forward to seeing you all in the Farm to Fork for the Wellness Webcast, and then here for 202 in May. Thanks again, Evian and Kristen. We appreciate you so much. Thanks for your wonderful lessons and insights tonight, and thanks to all of you for learning with us. Here's to you creating a lifestyle of personal freedom and becoming a fully equipped wellness educator. Good night, everyone.
Thank you. Good night.